Okay, so before introducing you to the new topic that we will be discussing now, I would just like to ask you all one thing, which is that what is that one thing that you can't live without with? Even now at present, you are performing that thing. Can you please tell me? Did you understand my question?
Breathing, ma'am.
Breathing. Yes, exactly. You breathe every moment, every minute, every second. It's not it. You means if your breath stops, that means it's gone. So today, now we will be discussing about the respiratory system. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you all see the screen? Is it visible? Just wait. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we will be discussing about the respiratory the respiratory system. Okay. So the human respiratory system, it is a series of organs responsible for taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. Means in the human respiratory system, what will you find? You will find that it is a series of organs. Means the respiratory system, na, some organs are there which helps you in breathing. All right. There are some visceral organs which helps you in breathing. So what do they do? Like I mean, they take in oxygen. I mean, the air which you breathe now means that one is they take inside oxygen. And what do they do after that? They expel. Expel means to take it out. They take out the carbon dioxide. Is it clear? You take in carbon. I mean, you breathe in the oxygen, and you breathe out the carbon dioxide. It means that. Did you understand? O2 and CO2 means O2 you take in, CO2 well, I take it out. Did you understand?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the primary organ, I mean, what is the main organ for this respiratory system? The main organ is your lungs. Your lungs plays an important role in this, that is the respiratory system part. And in the lungs, what happens? There is exchange of gas. Exchange of gas occurs here in this lungs. Is it clear? As you breathe, no, there is exchange of gas. Is it clear, everyone? The first slide, or else you have doubts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what about others? Only one student is responding. What about the rest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Other students also respond. So why only one student is one, two students is to respond. Others, what happened?
Ma'am, it's raining out here and the network is not good.
Okay, okay. Okay, next is uh, two types of respiration are there, which are external respiration and internal respiration. Okay. So in the external respiration, what when you find external respiration, you will find that there is exchange of gas. There is exchange of gas in between what? In between the blood and the lungs. That one is known as external respiration. That means when you breathe out. Can you see the picture? This is the breathing out. All right. When you breathe out, what happens? There is exchange of gas in between the what? In between the lung. Sorry, yeah. In between the blood and the lungs. External means breathing out. And the next is internal respiration, that is breathing in. So there is in between what? There is exchange in between the blood and the cells. Is it clear? In between the blood and the cells. Is it clear about the internal and the external?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let us see about the upper respiratory tract. So in the upper respiratory tract, what are the organs that you will find in the upper respiratory uh, tract? So in the upper respiratory tract, you will find the mouth and the nose. So this is the mouth, no? This is the nose. So what happens here in the mouth and the nose? We will find that the air enters and leaves the lungs through the mouth and the nostrils of the nose. Means first they enter the mouth, then after that they enter the nose, and after that they go like this in downward position. That is in your lungs portion. Means what they will the air will enter like systematically, but first it will enter the mouth and the nose. It means that. All right, but the destination is the lungs. So remember that the destination is the lungs. This one, all this nose, mouth, and all this one is just like the pathway, like for the air to enter. No, this one is just the pathway. You can say that. But the main destination is the lungs. Remember that the air. Is it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is the nasal cavity. So this is the nasal passage or else the nasal cavity. So what happens? Same thing here also the air enters. I mean from the nose, from the nostrils it will enter the nose, and after that the nasal cavity, and the air it enters like this. So same thing. The destination is lungs only. So it will go like that. The next is the air, the nasal cavity. Shall we move to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is sinuses. 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 So you can see from the picture itself also you can just see that there are different types of sinuses. That is the frontal sinus that you will find here. Can you see me? Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So first is the frontal sinus that you will find here. All right, frontal sinus. Frontal sinus you will find here. Next is ethmoid sinus. This is the ethmoid sinus. All right, this is the ethmoid sinus. Next is this one, maxillary sinus. Maxillary sinus is here. Here in all this area, the maxillary sinus is there. And sphenoid sinus you will find here inside this. Inside this you will find the sphenoid sinus. So are you clear about the sinus? I mean the different parts. Frontal, this is the frontal sinus. Next is ethmoid sinus, which is this. Next is the maxillary sinus, which is here. And sphenoid sinus you will find here. Is it clear about the different parts of sinus or else sinuses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is this for, the sinuses? The sinuses, they help, there is a hole, all right? There is a hole in all these areas, no? There is a hole, like small hole, not large one. I mean, there is a small hole in between the bones. In between the bones, no? There is a small hole in the sinuses. And what do? These sinuses? They help the temperature so that whenever you breathe, no, they makes the air or else they make the temperature in such a way that it helps in balancing the air. Okay, like the humidity, no, the humidity, the air, everything. Like whenever you inhale the air, what will happen? It will be easy or else it will be tolerable for you all to breathe. So it helps in that. When you inhale, it helps in like balancing the air, the humidity, whatever you breathe. So the sinuses, they helps in maintaining or balancing that temperature. Is it clear about the different sinuses, which is in the upper respiratory tract?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I'll ask you to show, will you be able the frontal sinus, ethmoid sinus, maxillary sinus? Huh? Will you be able, others,
Yes, ma'am.
if I ask you? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the next this one, I mean in the upper respiratory tract, the next part is the throat. So the throat, or else you can say pharynx. Wait, I think you'll find in the next picture. Wait, let me just show you that. Can you see this? Pharynx. Pharynx. Can you see it or not? This is the nasal cavity. Pharynx is somewhere here. Okay, pharynx. So the pharynx is in your throat portion, all right, pharynx. So what happens? So from the air enters the mouth, I mean the nostrils, the nose, the nasal cavity, then afterwards the pharynx, right? So after the air is sent from the lungs via the throat. Same thing only, like the air enters inside this, then after that it will the destination is the lungs. So it's the same thing. Okay, next is voice box, or else you can say larynx. All right, whenever you produce a sound, like it comes from this larynx. All right, this is also known as the voice box. From where you speak, I mean your voice box is known as larynx. Okay, so this larynx, this what do? The air. They help the air to pass into the lungs and keeps out food and drink. Means when you eat something, whenever you eat something, like there is esophagus here, it's not it. So the larynx, they protect, I mean, the air in such a way that they will not allow the food, whatever you take or else whatever you drink, they will not allow that to flow towards the lungs. To understand, it means it makes the way in such a way that it will enter the lungs, not to the intestine, stomach, all this. Do you understand? They are like a barrier, you can say, for all this, no? For the food and the drinks, whatever you consume, they are like the barrier, so that it won't flow, or else it won't go towards the intestine and all. Did you understand?
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next is the lower respiratory tract. So in the lower respiratory tract means we are done with the upper ones, all right? Nasal, all this, everything we are done. So now let us discuss about the lower respiratory tract. So what are the parts? What is the name of the parts that you will find in the lower respiratory tract? So in the lower respiratory tract, you will find your lungs, the lungs. You will find the trachea, which is this. Right, this is the trachea. It is also known as the windpipe. Why? Because wind is being produced here. I mean the wind means hawa. यहाँ पे होता है pipe. It looks like a pipe, and yeah, that's why it is also known as the windpipe. Next is bronchi. This one. Primary means first. Okay, secondary is two, tertiary is third. Okay, you remember like that. Okay, so this is the primary bronchi, and next is the bronchioles. You will find here over all this bronchioles. Next is the alveoli, small, I mean small, like they are very small. So these are some of the parts of the lower respiratory tract. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next. Okay, so let's see about the trachea, which is this. So what will happen here in the trachea means the passage connecting from throat and lungs, means from here, from here till here, means the trachea is the passage, I mean the pathway through the throat. This is the throat and the lungs. I mean, this is like the pathway. This is like the pathway from where the air pass. That is from the throat till the lungs. Is it clear? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mm.
So next
Alpha.
is Balu.
Nothing, ma'am. Nothing,
What? What did you say?
ma'am. Nothing, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next is the bronchial tubes. So the bronchial tubes is here. The bronchial tubes also, they are like a tube only, like it's here. All right, the bronchial tubes, this one. This is the bronchial tubes. So the bronchial tubes is at the bottom. Is at the bottom of the windpipe, means here. At the bottom means downside, you can say that. At the bottom of the windpipe that connects into each lung, means it's in both sides, means here, here, and here. All right. Even though it's not written, but I'm just showing it to you. The bronchial tubes, it's here and here. Can you see it? Means they are connecting to both the lungs. Two lungs, now you have
Yes.
two. So it's connecting. I mean, in each side of the lungs, they are connected. The bottom means here. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Next is lungs. This is the lungs. All right, two lungs. So what happens in the lungs? They remove oxygen from the air, and after that, what do? They pass. They go and pass into the blood. Okay, are you clear? They remove oxygen. The lungs, they remove oxygen from the air, and after that, what do? They go and pass into the blood. I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Next is wait. Before starting the system of respiration. Okay, we are done with the lungs. Okay, let me just discuss with you this portion. Okay, next is system of respiration. So in the system of respiration, what will happen from the lungs? Right, you have got two lungs. Now from the lungs, what will happen? Uh, the blood. I mean the bloodstream. No, we are blood. It will deliver oxygen. I have already said. No, the lungs. From the lungs, what will happen? It will the blood will flow, and it will go and deliver. It will go and pass oxygen to all the organs and as well as to the tissues. All right, is it clear? The first point, from the lungs, the blood, that is the, I mean the oxygenated one, it will go and deliver oxygen to all the organs as well as the tissues. Is it clear? The first point.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is the second point. So what happens? Muscles and bones help move the air we inhale into and out of the lungs. Means not only that, your muscles and as well as the bones, they also play an important role in what? In breathing. That is when you inhale. All right? When you inhale as well as exhale, means out of the lungs. So the muscle as well as your bones also, they plays an important role in this. So what are those? Diaphragm. So in the diaphragm, let me show you. So this is the diaphragm. Can you see it? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the diaphragm. Okay. Okay. So the diaphragm, that is the muscle, what will they do? They help the lung. They help the lung in such a way that what? They will pull in the air and they will push out. Means they will pull in the air and they will push out. Like that. Wait. They will pull in the air, okay, and they will push out. Means pull in. Pull in means what? Pull in means breathing in. Pull out means breathing out. It means that the diaphragm will contract when it will breathe in. Means when you will breathe in, and when you breathe out, means the diaphragm relax. It will relax. From the picture itself, you can see it. Is it clear about the muscles part? That is the diaphragm part.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next is ribs. I mean in the bones, no? What will happen? They protect your lungs as well as your heart. It's not it. From the picture itself, you can see it. In the cardiovascular system also we have discussed. So inside the ribs, no, you will find the lungs and the heart. We have already discussed. Two lungs are there in, mediastinum, right? So the heart is in the middle. So the ribs, they protect the heart and as well as the lungs to stay in such a position that it won't collide or it won't move here and there. It will stick in the same place. So in that way they protect. That is the bones. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we move to the next, or else we will stop here? Because if I discuss too much, also again you'll forget. Better to stop, I guess, no? Okay. Do you remember the sinuses? Celeste, do you remember? Celeste, do you remember the sinuses?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show me by naming it? If you don't remember, it's fine. I'll show again. Turn on your video and show me. Which part is what? Do you remember? If you don't, it's okay. I'll show again. Okay, show me which part is what.
This part and
Which part is that? Say again. Speak louder.
frontal sinus is this part, and ethmoid part. Ma'am,
Say.
my battery is running out.
Oh, your battery is running out. Okay. Okay. What about others? Who will be able to show? Manisha, will you be able to show? Manisha, will you be able?
No, ma'am.
Thin Krao Biang, will you be able? Thin Krao Biang? What happened, Thin Krao Biang? You never respond. Whenever I ask also, you never respond. Titi, will you be able? Titi? So who will be able? Carly, will you be able?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in nose,
Please show me. What are you saying, Balu? Please turn on your video and show me which sinus is where.
sinus is in nose, ma'am.
Okay, Carly, show me.
Frontal is here,
Huh.
and nasal cavity is in the nose.
Hmm.
And ethmoid sinus is inside here, ma'am. I think on the inside, and the maxillary is here, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So the sinuses, they helps in what?
It helps the air uh, to convert into body temperature and controls humidity.
Yes, control the temperature as well as the humidity, so that we will be able to adjust, no? Means we will be able to add. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that we will be able to adjust the humidity. We will be able to adjust with the temperature. All right. Too hot, too cold. It used to be, no, means climate change. It's not it. So that we
Yes.
can So that we can what to say, we can cope up, we can adjust with the environment, we can adjust with the temperature. The sinuses, they helps in that. But for some people, it's a bit difficult. Have you ever heard the word sinusitis?
I've heard sinus, ma'am, sinus problems.
That one is not sinus problem. Okay, sinus is normal because sinus, from the name itself, we have discussed just now. No? Sinusitis, we say that. Tis means TIS. Whenever we say the word TIS, means inflammation. Understand? Gastric. Say for example, it's not in your syllabus, but I'm just discussing with you. For example, we used to say gastric problem. It's not it. Actually, it's not correct. I'm saying to all of you. All right. We used to say gastric problem. It's not it. Everyone, do you agree? Say yes or no.
No, ma'am.
Don't agree. Okay. Some people, they say gastric problem, but it's not correct. It should be gastritis. Gastritis. Okay. TIS. In the ending TIS is, it should be there. And sinus also, sinusitis means there is inflammation. I mean, because of that, like a person is having cough and cold and so on, running nose. It's not it.
Yes, ma'am.
That is the one. It's not included in your syllabus, but I'm just sharing with you all. Okay, so that is about the sinuses that you have. Okay, is it clear, everyone? You can turn off, Carly, your video. Okay, is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then that's all for today's class. Thank you, everyone.